Hi, it's Cammy. Charlie talks football.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Charlie Talks Football. So we're back again after a couple of days to talk about the latest Newcastle United news and transfer updates. Now, a lot of stuff has happened since we last came on here, but one of the main talking points we want to discuss about is Bruno's new contract situation, because there has been a lot of stuff going on about that. So anyway guys, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We are trying to get 2,000 subscribers, so as always, get your comments down below. We'd love to hear your comments on the channel. And anyway guys, let's get to the video now. Actually, Fabrizio Romano has came out. I think Lee Ryder was the first person who said it, but he said that Bruno has actually said that nothing's happening around his contract, but there is a little bit of a doubt, but talks are still ongoing. Now, what could he possibly mean by that, guys? Now, is this because Bruno wants more money and maybe Newcastle aren't willing to give him this money? Is this because, you know, there's just a few problems that they need to sort out? But I think Bruno would 100% want to stay, but I'm not sure what he really means. So what do you think he means by this?
Well, I think they're obviously in talks and they want to give him an improved deal to pay him more money because of how successful and how well he was performing last season. But it is a little bit of a concern. He says he wants to stay, which is great, but he says the talks are ongoing and that still leaves some doubt. So that sounds like they can't agree on a figure, which would probably be the amount that he wants to be paid each week, or his agent wants him to be paid. So let's hopefully that doesn't detract from his performances. I'm sure he'll still be focused and switch on, but it does leave a little bit of doubt. He has got years left on his contract, but if they can't agree a new one and he thinks he should be getting paid more money, that leaves a little bit of a concern there. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think I sort of agree with you again. I don't know if maybe the club aren't giving him what he wants, and he sort of came out and said this because he wants the club to sort of go and give him the money he wants. But I don't think this is the case. I think Bruno will sign a new contract. I just think, who knows what's happening here? Maybe there's just a couple of bits of concerns, or maybe Newcastle is simply not giving him the money that he wants, which does create a bit of concern. But as you said, he does have 3 years left on his contract. So if this did happen in Newcastle and him couldn't agree on a new contract, we would sort of have to sell him, but would still have plenty of time, sort of giving us a good situation. But comment down below, what are your thoughts, guys? Because this is something that's just came out recently. It's a very interesting situation. I am fully confident that the contract will be done soon, but it is just an interesting topic to discuss about. Now, anyway, guys, I just want to touch on Alain Saint-Maximin now. We've been talking about him for the past few days now. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that he has signed his contract at Ali, I think it is.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
But he has signed his contract, but they are just waiting to announce his transfer because they've just announced the signing of Mahrez, from Man City. So I think they're going to announce his transfer after that. But he did post a goodbye message on Instagram, just saying that he thanks the fans for the incredible support and that he will always be a Geordie. So that is very nice words by Saint-Maximin. But it's just, I won't touch on it too much, but it's a shame, isn't it?
It is. I mean, Maxi's a maverick, isn't he? And he's got a real love for the fans, and the majority of the fans love him. He's someone that gets you off your seat. He's an exciting player. Newcastle fans love that type of player, and it's just sad that he's had to move on and leave. But you know, we've brought in Harvey Barnes. I'm sure he'll do a great job, and I'm sure Maxi will still keep an eye on Newcastle's score, as Newcastle fans will keep on his progress in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, best of luck to Maxi now. There has been quite a few outgoings at the club recently. Recently, Jamal Lewis has just joined is it Watford?
Watford, yeah.
Watford on loan. So hopefully he can get a bit more game time, but I'm not sure if there is an option to buy or not. I'm not sure. I think it might just be a loan, but if there is, that might be the last time we do see Jamal Lewis in a Newcastle shirt, and hopefully he does get some game time there. Now, Carl Darlow, Fabrizio Romano reported that he is close to joining Leeds. I don't know if he has joined or not.
He was down Leeds yesterday, I believe, and I don't know if he's had his medical yet, but it looks pretty close to being done. There was a picture of him outside the ground, outside Leeds, but he's due to go to Bournemouth the other week, but they couldn't afford to pay it. They have decided to go for the Inter Milan goalkeeper on loan, so it looks like Darlow will be playing for Leeds next season, which is great. Great servant for the club. Good for him to get game time there and help keep his career going.
And of course as well, Newcastle can't just, bring in players. We've also got to, sell players as well. Now, selling players, it's a very interesting topic. Now, I just wanted to ask you, who would you look to sell?
Oh, well, I think you've got to look at players who are on the fringes of the squad, or the team, and so you look at players like Manquillo, like that. He's possibly someone who has to go. One thing that has concerned us in the recent games, and obviously we'll go on to talk about the Brighton game, is that we're winning the games, but the goals we're conceding are really basic goals, which is a concern. So I think we definitely need another centre half. But who would I sell? Possibly you would sell Manquillo, but you do need players in to replace them as well. He's been a great servant to the club, but I think sort of his days are probably numbered at the club now.
Now, touching on the Brighton game, Newcastle actually came from behind and beat Brighton 2-1. Elliot Anderson scoring 2 goals. Now, Elliot Anderson, he's actually an interesting sort of topic to discuss about, because, there've been a lot of fans suggesting he'll probably go out on loan, but seeing his recent form in pre-season, personally I think we should keep him, because he seems to be doing really, really well, and he can certainly be sort of a future starter in the Newcastle team. What are your thoughts?
I think it's really encouraging. He scored 2 goals the other night. He was coming from deep, making runs. He looks really hungry, he looks aggressive, he's confident on the ball, demands the ball in tight areas, so that's really a good attribute for a young player. And we've got the likes of Lewis Miley, who's been extremely impressive for Newcastle on this series in America, but also Alex Murphy. I've seen him play against Gateshead. He played centre half and then he played left back, and he's done really well. Really impressive. So those are options that Howe will be thinking of. He said Miley's not going to go out on loan. I don't think Elliot Anderson will definitely not go out on loan, and it's really good to see some young players coming through like that and add depth and strength to the squad.
Yeah, so that is, I think that's Newcastle's last game.
Yeah.
So I think it's over and done with now. Coming on to the first game of the season, I'm very excited. But like my dad says, I do agree with you. We do need another centre-back, and I'm sure Eddie Howe will work on that, considering, like I said, the goals we're conceding is not great at all now. There seems to be a common occurrence where the goals seem to be straight down the middle.
Yeah.
And I think that was our weakness last season as well. We did have one of the best defences in the league, so I don't really want to try and be negative, but there was quite a few games where it was just very easy for teams to just, play it through the middle. So, of course, signing Tonali will help us do that, but Tonali probably isn't going to kick on straight away and is probably going to need time to adapt, like you've seen Italians coming to the Premier League before. So that is interesting. Now, do you think we need another centre-back?
Definitely a centre-back, possibly a left back as well, because, Target does all right. Dan Burn did brilliant last year, but I do still think, and it's interesting that, we're going for Livramento, and I was just thinking, Livramento is more of a right back, so has Howe got in his mind that potentially, which Trippier's done before for England and for Atletico Madrid, he's played left back, so they could potentially move Trippier to play at left back. He's experienced and he can do that, and his balls, when he gets forward, bending them in from the left inside, might be really useful for the likes of Wilson and Isaac. But another one to mention is that Harrison Ashby is potentially going to go out on loan, so he could go to Swansea, I believe, down in Wales. So that's a possibility that he might be going out on loan to get some game time.
Yeah, now one thing I actually did want to mention is, obviously we're talking about players going out on loan for game time and stuff like that, but like I said, like you're saying, you know, I think we do need a centre-back now. It is interesting because the left-back links have gone quiet. I know we were linked to Kieran Tierney like earlier on, but that seems to have gone quiet. The Livramento links, I don't know if that's going to happen anymore, honestly.
I think we've offered about 30 million. I think Southampton want between 40 and 50 million.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, we're quite. It might come down to near the start of the season where Southampton decide to accept the money. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. But Howe wants players in early, but sometimes it's difficult to do.
Yeah, and I know we've also been linked with Talibo recently, who is a centre back who plays for Nice. Now he's very young, fast. I know a lot of teams are interested in him as well. Now I just want to personally recommend a centre back to Newcastle. So if you're watching this, I mean, I don't think Newcastle would be watching this, but you never know. I would recommend this centre back called Bella Kotchap. Now he plays for Southampton. He is German. He's 21 years old now. As you know, Southampton have just got relegated. I think he would actually be a great addition to the squad. He's young. I know he's done very, very well with Southampton. I think he might have a relegation release clause of only 15 million, which I think would be a bargain. So Newcastle, if you are listening, I think you should definitely go with him. Any recommendations from you?
Well, there's Disasi, isn't it, Monaco, that we've been linked to, who can also play at full-back, but he's more of a centre-half. So perhaps he would be a good option. But again, it comes down to what do we want to pay for the player and what does the club selling willing to accept. So it'll be interesting to see in the next week or two if there's any movement in the transfer market and if we'll bring any players in and also sell players.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a like as well if you enjoyed the video. We are trying to get 2,000 subscribers. There will be regular content on the channel, so make sure to subscribe. As always, we love your comments on this channel, so make sure to get your comments down below. What are your thoughts on the Bruno contract situation? Because, you know, we thought we'd got that pretty much in the bag, but now there appears to be a lot of stuff going on with that. What are your thoughts on Maxi leaving? I know that's very disappointing. What positions do you think Newcastle lead? Certainly a centre back and a left back. I think they are positions that Newcastle should target. What are your thoughts on the Brighton game? Do you think Anderson should definitely be kept into the squad? And I think he will. What are your thoughts on the potential outgoings of Jamal Lewis, Carl Darlow potentially going to Leeds? So anyway, guys, make sure to subscribe. Hope you enjoyed your video. Get your comments down below as usual, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.